Hello my friends, welcome back. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. And have I got a project for you today? A project for you, but because I need to do it. I'm working on a couple of journals over on Patreon and I need some belly bands. And so I'm going to bring you along and I'm going to make the belly bands here on my public YouTube. And I'm going to be using the newest kit from the Junk Journal Studio as part of my design team projects for her. So it's the Botanical Collage and Cluster Mega Pack. That's the red add-on. And it's just gorgeous. It's as gorgeous as the original kit and the yellow add-on. It's just so much beautiful stuff to play with. And I'm going to make some belly bands with that kit. Just the red add-on one, I think, today. And first off, I'm going to prepare some bases. So I'm going to make two. I need two because I'm doing two journals over there. But I want 4 strips of paper. So I've already trimmed this to the height of 8 inches. And I'm doing 2.5 inches wide for my belly band. Or belly bands, I should say. So I want 4 strips at 2.5 inches. Now, I may not end up using the other 2 strips, but I'm going to cut them in case. And if I don't use them, well, then I can just use them for another couple of belly bands. And I'm just using a book page. It's really nice paper, very good quality. I just don't like the subject matter. So we're going to be covering it up. Awesome as a base. And then I've just got this scrap here that I don't know, and maybe it will get used for something else, or maybe it will go in the bin because it's, you know, not subject matter that I want to put in a collage that's going to show, because it's a book on conflict. Right, so we only need one to start with. I have just a sample page out here that's going to sit. This is a little bit taller than what my pages are going to be, so my belly band looks a bit short, and that's fine. That's the size I want. So yeah, I'm happy with that width. Okay, let's just take this first one. Now, I haven't finished cutting out the kit, but I can't wait. I've just got to play. It's really pretty. I mean, there's beautiful ephemera, beautiful red colours, as well as the green and the cream and neutral, beautiful little tea cards in various sizes and other useful bits and pieces. Just super pretty. For this project, I don't need the circle elements, so I've pulled those aside, and then all the like background and collage strips, I don't think I need those today, so I haven't cut those out. This is the pile of ephemera that I still haven't cut out. It's a big kit, guys. It's a big kit. This is my little bag of what I have cut out. So hopefully this will be enough to get my 2 belly bands done. Now, if you prefer, you could totally do a masterboard and then cut it into belly bands. I'm choosing not to do that because I want to compose each belly band. I want it to be arranged and not like a blind cut it up and that's what you have. Is it totally necessary? Probably not. It's just what I want to do. I want to play and have fun. And yeah, just compose. So I don't want all of that. So bigger pieces I'm going to trim down, and then I might use those on the second one or somewhere else on this one. I am a little annoyed at myself because I grabbed out the wrong paper to print these on. So they're printed on my best quality paper, which I normally reserve for journal pages. So I was busy cutting them up last night and I was like, this feels really sturdy, thick, beautiful paper. And it was like, but you know, when you just got the one type of paper in front of you, it can be hard to tell. So I wasn't sure. But then I did some printing this morning and sure enough, I'd used my good paper. So these are beautiful printouts. They feel lovely. They've printed beautiful, but I'm just annoyed because yeah, I use my good paper, and you know, I haven't got a ton of it. I'm just going to layer up, and I'm not going to bother auditioning, particularly like laying it out then gluing it down, because we're just not going to get very far if I do that, I think. So we're just going to grab a bit, see if we like how it looks, which I'm pretty sure I will because everything is so lovely, and then find a place for it. See if it fits. If it doesn't, we'll put it down, find something else. Also looking at shapes. I want a variety of shapes and sizes. Like that one's almost even with that, so I think a smaller like that one would make me happy, but I want something underneath. And I am also going to go sideways. Like this piece would probably be very good sideways. And it's going to go all the way up there. So do we need this here? Probably not, but it might make a really nice little focal point. So put this bit up here. I'm not distressing anything, unless I happen to notice it's got a white edge where I haven't cut it properly, but I will distress around the very outside. But I'm not doing individual pieces at the moment anyway. I've just been dying to play with this kit, and I thought I can't wait any longer. I'm not going to wait till I've got it all completely cut out. I just got to get in here and go for it. Maybe we'll take that bit up there. And I particularly want to read on this, on these belly bands. Both journals that I'm doing on Patreon are very similar, with just a few differences. So I am, you know, it makes it easy when it comes to ephemera, because you can pretty much do the same thing. They're not going to look exactly the same, of course, because, you know, I'm not using a double up printing. I'm just using the one printing and then different bits from the kit. So they won't look exactly the same, but it certainly makes it just a little bit quicker if I'm not having to do the same, but not completely different either, if you know what I mean. I feel like I'm just blabbering on now. Yes, it's getting late in the day, and I've got to get tea on the go. I'll just pop that there, because we are going out to the gym tonight, so we need to make sure we have tea early enough so we can head to the gym, do our exercise, and come back and then relax for a bit before bed, because you don't want to be doing that right before bed, do you? Well, I don't. And then I've got to go back to the gym again in the morning for my personal training session. So I'm kind of like, do I really want to go in the morning and then again go in the evening and then the next morning? Probably not, but I will. I'll be a good girl. Do I want that there? I'm thinking maybe I want another sideways piece. Whoops. Just scooting stuff onto the floor with my sleeve. That'd be, no. Always gets harder as you get further on and you have gaps to fill. Kind of gets a bit harder to work out what you want to put where. Something that fits but doesn't cover over what you've already done too much. Sorry, that might be glaring in your eyes. I do apologise. Just move that out the way. Yeah, so exercise night. The things you do to be healthy and all that jazz. You know, I'd much rather be home crafting, to be perfectly, completely, unashamedly honest. I'd much rather craft than exercise. Oh, I like that there, and I'm liking the overlapping happening. I just might switch out my glue page. So these are coming together quite quickly, which is lovely. So I've got a strip here. I think that, or do I want a plainer piece? Because I was thinking about putting the wee bird. I think the wee bird still looks very cute over top of that. That's a bit big. Everything comes in multiple sizes, so where I say it's too big, there will be another version of it that's smaller. But I'm just not trying to take too much time going through looking for specific bits. So maybe that one. Yes, I think that one's better because we cover over the catalogue of flowers text if we use that bit. So this one will be good. And both journals I'm working on are heavily nature themed with a few other additions. So these are perfect for journals. Right, and then our wee birdie right over that junction. Pretty. Just made to live there. What sort of bird is it? A robin. I don't know if we have robins in New Zealand. So that's cute. Do I want another little something up here? Or down here maybe? This area feels a lot plainer. I haven't got so much kind of going on. Maybe that one, or maybe a vertical one. Oh, come here. It's running away from me. How naughty of it. No, I think sideways, because there's vertical, 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 vertical. I think we need something sideways. Maybe it needs to be bigger. Maybe this piece. Oh yes, that piece. That's it. So this is the first step, is collaging up the belly band. But it doesn't end here. We're going to do something else, but I think I'll do both bases first. So that's our first one. Let's grab out our next one and start building that. I think I'm just going to start with this piece. Oops, I'm so in danger of putting the whole lot on the floor with my sleeve. And that would just be super frustrating. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I do not normally do a video at this time of the day. But it's a busy week, so I'm feeling like I just need to do it to make life easier on myself. The further we get into the week. It's Monday at the moment. Starting to overthink things. I can feel it. Let's go that bit. It's harder to tear this good quality paper as well. It's thicker. But in saying that, you know, that I printed on the wrong paper, these digitals deserve this quality paper. They do. Shows them at their best. Well, the best that I can do anyway in terms of my printing capabilities. My printer is not expensive, but I love it. It's a good printer. I want something longer down there. Maybe we put this one. No. Can I find... Here I said I wasn't going to look for specific bits, but I would like the thinner, smaller version of that one. Not long enough. maybe we can just take a strip of that one instead. So fun strip there. Oops, put it right up to the edge would be good. Okay, what else? Something like this, I think it's too beautiful. Like, it needs to just be celebrated in its entirety. I don't want to tear that up. We put that one there, but maybe we patch this bit first. We could put that up there. There's no reason why not. Use up the scrap. It's the same as from that bit, but I don't think that matters. The person will look at it and go, oh, that belongs to there. It's the other part. Right, now we'll put this bit in that gap. So I hope you're having a great week so far. Really trying to get ahead. This, I think, will go up on Wednesday. So I think I'll be doing Roxy's weekly challenge, but if I do it, it'll go up Thursday. I may choose not to do it, just time pressures. I don't know. I'll see. We shall see, my friends. Just wondering if that's too red heavy there, in case we don't do any more red. Need to start thinking about that a little bit. Don't really want a tiny wee strip down there exposed. Right. Going through the glue pages. So this may be a slightly shorter video. We shall see how far we get. I'm not going to do any more than the two. As I said, it's getting late in the day. I want to make... I'm not actually sure what I'm going to make for tea, whether I'll make a quiche or a bacon and egg pie. We have quite a lot of eggs at the moment, so we need to use eggs. Bacon and egg pie definitely uses more eggs, and I'm thinking I'd love to do both actually, to have, because bacon and egg pie does it as 2 meals, and it would be really good to, so that it'll cover, you know, cover a lunch as well as a dinner. But it would be good to have a quiche done as well for another lunch meal. It would be very, very helpful in this busy time. Right, this is one I put on the floor with my sleeve, and it's off the other belly band that we did. I think that just looks really cool down the side there. And it brings down that red. Make sure we have some at the bottom. Okay, we're getting through this fairly quickly. I'm quite happy. That's a bit too similar for me. Might be quite nice down there. What do we want to put here? Want something texty. Maybe this. It's the same height. I don't quite like it being the same height. What else have we got? If I turn that sideways, again it's the same height. that actually fits pretty perfectly in that gap. If I just put it, it's not overlapping, I've just got to put it right against the edges of the other papers and it will work. It's actually a smaller version of that we've already used, but that's fine. It's different size, so it looks different. And then this one down the bottom here. Just making sure that it's going to cover the gap. Yes, it is. And do we want any other piece on top as a little focal element, like we did the bird on the other one, the robin? Don't know what sort of birds this is. I like that there. I don't think it's entirely necessary, but I'm going to put it there because I like it. Oops, don't glue the front of it, dear. Then if you do, it'll be destined for the bin, and that would be a shame, a crying shame. Okay, so we have collaged up both of those, and I have a mess over here where I've got everything absolutely just spread out everywhere. So I'm just gonna put it on top of the stuff at the top of my desk, just so I don't, you know, scoot it onto the floor with my sleeve. So that tidies it up a little bit, gives me a little bit more room to move. Okay, cool. Right, that over there. So the next step I want to do with these, I need to ink them, so just bear with me for a moment. Oh, I need to shift my feet. They got trapped under the vibration board that sits under my desk, and it was like, that's getting really uncomfortable. So I needed to move them out on top of the vibration board where they normally are. Which reminds me, I don't think I've vibrated today yet. I normally do it 3 times a day. I need to do that, or maybe I'll do it after I've been to the gym to relax those muscles a bit. Right, I need to do this now because once I put the next thing on that we're going to put on, it will just be a bit harder and a bit muckier, really. Quick dance around the edges. Do you like that dance? Now actually what I've picked out to go down the sides, I'm not sure whether it's actually the best option. It might be the wrong colour because these are quite heavily red, and what I've picked out has only got a little bit of red, and it's a bright red, not this darker red. So, and it's green. It's mostly green. May not be the right choice. I may be diving back into my lace box. Right. Let's grab it and see whether it's going to look any good. Oops. Unravel enough to actually tell. So what I'm thinking is under the edge. You know what? I can't tell because of the green mat. Let's grab out this page so we can actually see what it's going to look like without that green mat underneath. I actually don't mind it. It's not horrible. But I'm wondering if lace would be better, a plain, well, plainish lace. It's very fine. This might actually disappear though. It might not be visible enough. fumbling with it. It's very cute. I need to make sure I glue it on straight because it's not sitting straight there. I do like that. I think I prefer the lace than this trim. And I was disappointed because this trim is really fun and I wanted to use some. But maybe somewhere else in the journal. Right, so I'm going to just straighten up this edge because it's a little bit crooked. Move my pin away from where I can scoot it onto the floor because that's right where I would do that. Just going to cut it slightly longer than what I need in case I've like stretched it out when I've measured, and then I'll just trim the excess off if there's any excess. Something to be wary of if you're pulling something tight and then you cut it and then you glue it on, sometimes because you're not pulling it tight when you glue it on, it's too short. So I tend to prefer cutting just a little bit extra than what I need, just a smidge. Okay, I think I might use the Tombow, does it say fabric? Strong permanent bond, ideal for paper, photos, poster board. Doesn't say anything about like fabric or that, but I'm gonna try it. I am going to try it. So I think just on the edge there, so we've got as much hanging over as what we can with this very narrow lace. I like how it's sectioned into different bits. It helps you line it up and make it straight. Okay, cool. So far it seems to be holding nicely. Now this side, I didn't check which is the right side. Oops, that's where there's a fold it's wanting to pop up. But I don't think it matters actually which side's the right side. It's so delicate. Pretty little lace. Okay, now this is where my second piece of paper comes in. I'll do the other one in a moment. To use as a belly band, I don't like having lace like this underneath. Now I could have just put it on top and it would be fine, but I particularly wanted it to be peeking out from underneath. So when you go to put something in your belly band, you can essentially run into that lace and it just doesn't want to go any further. So to avoid that, I'm going to layer over another piece of paper that we've already cut, and it's going to stop that happening. So you'll run into the paper, but it's not going to damage the lace or unglue the lace. And it's also going to help the lace stay inside. So let's put, I'm just going to go ahead with the Tombow. May as well give it, you know, a bit of a workout. I haven't used it very much, the Tombow. Thank you, Lisa, for sending it to me. Not Lisa. Gosh, sorry, Laurel. Thank you, Laurel, for sending it to me. I just, you know, not in the habit of grabbing for it, so I am attempting to give it a bit of a go and see what I think. The few times I have used it, I've found it quite good. I know a lot of people use it. Rachel from Roxy Creations uses the Tombow, and my cousin, who's a card maker, she uses Tombow for her card making. Just not something I've had a lot of experience with personally. You know, I appreciate Laurel, that you've given me that opportunity to have a play and see what I think. That's so cute. Look at that, just delicate lace on that. I don't know what page it's going to go on, but even on that, it's still, you can still see it, especially once you put a journal card. I don't have anything available. I haven't got a big enough piece cut out to kind of demonstrate from the kit. But, you know, put something in behind. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Right, so this one, let's measure off some lace. I'm just going to, do I want to do them both the same? I have this wider lace, but I feel like we'd just be losing half of it. Does that matter? Possibly not. Oh, let's just do it. Let's do it. So I'll put the pin in this one, get it out of the way, and keep that pin from ending up in my foot or my hand or my elbow or some other place that it's not recommended. Right. See, on that other one, the thin lace one where I left a little bit extra, I didn't end up with any overhang, because obviously I had stretched it slightly when I was cutting, measuring. Right, the scissors didn't particularly want to cut through that very well. They probably need a clean. Right, so I need glue out a bit further on this one. So kind of, I think, one row along the edge, one row of glue, and then up a little bit. I think that should be about right. There's no point putting glue where all those holes are. That would be a bit pointless, and it's going to have that layer of paper over top anyway, so it's going to, this one I will have a little bit to trim, so that's fine. That's why I do that. So I'd rather have it too long and trimmable than too short. Oops, oh yes, that's pretty, isn't it? Just make sure it's straightish. It's pretty good. Right, and this side. Again, I haven't even checked which is the right side of the lace, but it will be fine. Right, just turn it over and kind of check that it's straightish. Okay, I've put it further in and the other side, so let's just pull it out a little bit before that glue dries. Now, sewing would be the perfect answer to make sure that it all stays in place. I may sew. I have no kind of thoughts at the moment whether I will or won't, but it's a possibility. I may sew it, especially if I find that the glue's not holding the lace in place. Then I'll definitely sew, because I don't want it falling out. It would not make a good journal if things were falling out, coming apart. Also depends whether I've got anything else that I need to sew. Right, line that up. Give it a nice press. Oops, no, don't bend it. Just leaning on it while I put the lid on my glue. I think I will possibly end up sewing it. I think there's a good chance I'm going to sew it. Although this is quite firmly in place. I can feel it's not giving it all. Maybe this is just a little fresh yet to be trying to tug it. Gotta wait for that glue to dry. Right, let's just tidy up those ends. Oh. Sit flat so I can cut you, would you? Just, no, don't cut me. I don't want to be cut. Right, clean up all the little shrapnel bits. And another belly band with pretty lace down the sides. Doesn't that look fabulous? I don't think they need any further embellishment. I think they are just really, really cool, exactly as they are. The only thing I'm thinking is a word would be a possibility. But there's lots of text. Do I actually need a word? The other thing is I need to infuse some Maori into these, some Maori words and imagery. So maybe I'll leave them as they are, and if I find a suitable word in Maori that I can pop on them for these journals, that's probably what I'm going to do, because I need to remember to put some of the New Zealand cultural elements into these journals, because they are both for New Zealanders with a strong Maori affiliation, heritage, not just affiliation, they've got Maori heritage, so I need to incorporate some of that. Right, I did end up having a little bit to trim there, just a smidge. Okay, well that is it for today, guys. I think that's probably, yeah, it's a shorter video, but you know, we're not going to flog the horse and try and push the video longer, because it's now like 5 to 5, hubby's home in 35 minutes. So I've got to get tea on. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this idea and this wee project of just some simple fun belly bands. The name of the kit again is the Botanical Cluster Collage and Cluster Mega Pack, the red add-on kit from the Junk Journal Studio. The link will be in the description box, so you can go along, click it and take a look. It's beautiful. Like, it's just gorgeous. I highly recommend it. Take care, everyone, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. I hope to catch you then. Take care, everyone. Bye.